Hello, everyone. My name is Danielle, and I'm from Cageless Readings. So, today's pick a card. We have three options for you. The first pile is this one here. It says balance, and it is actually on a piece of red Jasper. That's my cat Steve in the background, letting you know that he exists. So, pile one is this balance. Pile two is this pyramid. It's made of tourmaline and it has the four elements on it: air, earth, fire, and water. And pile three, you can't quite tell, but it's actually like rainbow-like, and it's just a piece of Ammolite, if I say that right. It's like specifically from Alberta. Canada, if you don't know where Alberta is. And yeah, it's like a fossil. And when you get really big pieces, they're all sorts of colors. It's really cool. Unique to the land around here. So, anyways, this is your options for the piles. If you've never done a pick a card reading before, all you do is take a few deep breaths, get grounded, rooted, centered in yourself. So you take a few deep breaths in, out, and then you ask yourself, there is a pile here that has a message for you. So you could be drawn to the words on one of the stones, the color, the shape, just a certain pile. You're like, I don't know why I just like this pile, something about this. Or if you go into the description box below, there's a timestamp next to each start of the pile. There might be a number that is sticking out to you or standing out to you. You can choose that way. And you also can choose by choosing a song. There's a song that is associated with the pile that you're drawn to, that also works. There's no right or wrong way to really choose a pile. If you don't feel drawn to any, don't worry. It just means that there might not be a message in this pile or this card reading for you today. But there's so many on YouTube, so you'll for sure find one out there. So don't be discouraged. Okay, I'll see you all in your card readings. Hello, pile ones. Okay, so I didn't realize I didn't actually press record, so I pulled some cards. But I really like this, what has come through for you. There's a lot of heart energy. So we are just gonna move on from the fact that you didn't see me draw them. So cool. So if you chose pile one, this is your reading. Well, let's get into it. I also think heart theme, I should just say, is really on theme for this reading. If you didn't know, there's like aura rose quartz that I really wanted in this reading today. Raw rose quartz. I got some just regular rose polish quartz in a heart shape. I really wanted my pink flower candle in here. I wanted my balance rock, which is all about being grounded and rooted in yourself. And then I got some quartz to help amplify the other quartz energy, some citrine, some more citrine, my little Ganesh, who just seems to come everywhere these days, all here. Yeah, I guess I really like the bringing in joy and love, and yeah, I just feel like I even keep this little guy in my purse. Like I've gone a little too far, maybe, but you never know when you might need a Ganesh. So my little buddy. Anyways, let's get to you, my friends. This is why you're here. So I love this. And if you're like, why are some of these cards upside down? I just got such a strong message for this pile about this is where you're feeling a little bit blocked, like where you're maybe feeling like there's a step you want to take, but you're not really sure where to take it here. So I'm so excited to get into this. So the first card we hear is gratitude is the life force of peace. What are you thankful for? And when I get such a strong energy around this card is doing exactly what this woman is doing in the photo here, in this image. Or if you can't see it right now, I'll describe it to you. She's surrounded by pink colors, different pink colored flowers and roses. Some I don't think that would be rose quartz. Some other beautiful, maybe like pink sapphire, we'll call it, or something like that. And like everything's pink. And then her eyes are closed and her hands are on her heart and she's just tuning in. That's what I get for this pile. Tuning into your heart. there is some messages coming through about maybe you've been a lot in your logical mind, in the brain, trying to like pros and con list what is going on for you right now, what the next step should be. It feels very, very mind based. So when I see the very first thing that comes out for you is just close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and a really big exhale. Just really like, even like put your hands like this woman is, two hands on top of each other on your heart. When you inhale, intentionally raise your shoulders. When you exhale, intentionally release them as low as possible. And this might really have you realize how you might have literally been quite tense in your shoulders. Like, I wonder if you didn't even realize your neck was getting tighter and all that stuff until just now when you're taking this deep breath. Let's do one more. I feel like if I have you doing it once, let's just do it one more time just to really give your body some of that peace. So we're going to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, releasing those shoulders. Feels good. If you're feeling too self-conscious to do it, no one can see you right now. We are all in line with you, and we don't have a camera into your room. So we're not judging you. It's okay to do this. But anyways, it's just, what are you thankful for? So I feel like when I get prompts like that or suggestions like that for people, it's saying, how can we get you out of the thinking into the feeling, the like just the emotional body. So by putting your hands where your heart is, that even helps bring your awareness and your focus to your heart, right? It helps you drop it down. And if you are someone who has children or pets, I always use this as my cheater way to jump into gratitude, because you want your most powerful thing that, like, when you just think about them, when you really go into the heart space, it brings you joy and you're so grateful and you feel so blessed to have them in your life. It could be a partner of yours, like a romantic partner. It could be a friend. It could be an opportunity you got, like whatever your greatest thing that you're grateful for is, use that as your leader, as your anchor point to coming into that heart energy and that heart space. Because some of you might be like, maybe that's cheating. No, no, no. If that gets you there, then that is your thing. That is the thing that drives you right now. And then from there, you can start layering on other things that you're grateful for. So it helps you go more and more into that sort of feeling, connecting in with your heart, with your body, with it's not that you're trying, like, for some of you who are like, well, aren't I just ignoring all the problems? No, no, no. The problem is you're too caught in stress energy that you need a little more balance right now. You're needing to feel what is good because you're only seeing what's bad and stressful and what could be the worst case scenario. So we're just trying to recenter you and re-anchor you in that the universe is always providing you with opportunities, whether they are to um, give you an ease around a certain person, environment, career, job, organization, so that you see that they're not aligned with you, or if it's for you to see where you need to grow in some way, there's always an opportunity there. So it's just like anchoring yourself back into there. The world is always working out for you. There's always something coming to help you in these situations. And it's not that we're going to ignore them and we're not going to deal with them. We're just reminding ourselves that this isn't attacking us. We don't need to go into defense or coping mechanisms and patterns. We are empowered right now. We're being given an opportunity to see what we haven't been able to see. So that's first step, is getting connected into everything's working out for me and reconnecting with that beautiful heart of yours, which sees love. And then from there, we can start to ask more questions. So I would love it if you could start asking yourself, like, if you've been debating something, without going into that mental energy again, asking yourself, what does my heart want to do? Where does my heart want to go? What does my heart want to experience? Any of those questions are great questions. And we're not asking the mind, we're just asking the heart. The heart, what brings it joy. So the other upright card, you only had one other upright one, is what is has no bearing on what will be. What does your ideal life look and feel like? This is also beautiful because it really connects in with getting into that state of anchored in gratitude. You can start seeing about, okay, where am I not feeling this gratitude, or I'm not feeling aligned or joyful to be experiencing these things. I feel like I'm not quite making sense. It's like, maybe just start with this question. What does your ideal look like? What does it feel like? I always like to say feel, because sometimes when we try to see what it looks like, we get too caught up on the how and controlling exactly what it will look like to get that emotion. But the emotion is actually what we're chasing, right? We're chasing that like happiness, that loving energy, that growth feeling. Like it's all an emotion that we're wanting. So I like to lead with the emotions that I want to experience in my career, or when I'm working, or when I'm talking to people, in my friendships, in my hobbies, in my day-to-day life. And then from there, I keep following that. Sometimes there's like an idea that's inspired from that emotion, right? So if I'm like, I really want to feel like I'm working with clients that align with me and I don't have to explain myself. I don't need to prove to them why card readings are valuable. They just get it and they work with me, and then everyone benefits more. So then I think about how that would feel and I put it out there. Then who knows, maybe I have an inspired idea to start working out of a different studio, or maybe I join a group that is reading cards, like they're all card readers, or they're all acupuncturists or massage therapists who are using energy modalities, and I start hanging out with them. And then they, like, maybe they become my clients, or maybe some of their clients who align with them start to align with me. Like, I'm not saying that I need to know how it's going to happen, but I might get an inspired idea. Could be same for love life, could be for anything. But this feels like career, or where to live, or just general what am I doing with my life vibes for this pile. So yeah, you let it mean what it needs to mean to you. I'm just rambling now. So I really feel like that's a really big first step for this pile in your manifestation work, and you're getting focused on what you even want for yourself and knowing what you want and what you want to feel. Because if some of you are like, well, I'm trying to figure out what I want, but do you know how you want to feel? Do you know how you want to feel? That is so important. Okay. All these people's eyes are closed. Every one of these cards. So that means go within. Go within to figure it out. I love that. Okay. So the next one here, we have forgiveness will set you free. Oneness is the way. Express yourself creatively. Start something new. And you cannot make mistakes. There are infinite possibilities available to you. So what I really like about these two bottom cards and this one, I gotta say, these four that I just read, is I really feel like they're saying there's a big block for you in taking that next step and taking that action and putting yourself out there, is in fearing that you'll make the wrong decision, or you won't make the right first choice, or maybe you reach out to the wrong place first. So if you're trying to change locations you're working out of, or fields, or companies you're working for, there's no wrong path. And if you take one of the experiences and then you don't like it, then you'll know what you do and don't like and what you want more of. So then you'll be able to transition. Nothing is like I want to say death sentence. Like, nothing is going to be like, if you do this, then you won't be able to change anything and you'll be stuck there for life. That is not true in this reality. In this reality, anything is possible, and you can change your heart and your mind whenever you like. And it's okay. There'll be a different opportunity for you, or you'll just like know more of what you're wanting. So there really is no right or wrong. They're just all experiences, which is just the whole purpose. So when I see this card, it's like you want something new, you want something more, you're wanting some growth, you're wanting a change, but you're holding yourself back because I think you're just, you're worried. You're worried that it's not going to be the right path or the right choice or the best choice. Oh my gosh, that's such a big one for some people. The best choice. There is no best, they're just choices. And some have more positive results for you in feeling more of that feeling you're wanting to feel, and some are going to have more gross feelings that are going to make you really realize that that isn't what you want. So it really just feels like take that step. Take that step. And I also like that it says, what creative pursuit do you feel drawn to? So it's saying, close your eyes and ask your heart, which opportunity is it most excited for? where does it want to go? That keeps coming back to be the forefront of this pile's question. Where does your heart want to go? That will be the best, in quotations I'll say, decision for you right now. And then you can change your mind later when it no longer serves you, or when it doesn't fit you anymore, when you grow through it and you don't need that in your life anymore and you're ready for the next. Yeah, I just want to reread this one. It says, you cannot make a mistake. You cannot make a mistake. There are infinite possibilities available to you. You cannot make a mistake. There's no one path. They all lead to where you want to go in the end. They're just different experiences to get there. So it says, where is your heart guiding you? Once again, we're talking all about that heart. Where is your heart guiding you? Out of the mind, into the field. What does the heart want for you? Where is your passion calling you? Okay, before I annoy some people with that, let's move on. It says, soul alignment. It's time for a radical change. How can you show up for yourself in ways that you never have before? Oh, I just love this setting yourself free card. Like, this feels like give up control. Like the way that you think everything has to work out, and let things be messy. Just let them be. Sometimes we need a little chaos to shuffle some of the dust off of us, shuffle some of the dust out. I don't know. I just feel so drawn to this. And dancing, like, I don't know if this pile, if you're in a warm country right now, or when you're watching this, it's warm out, I could just see you like kicking off your shoes, putting on a really cute hat, an artistic hat, kind of like this lady has, or like a flower crown, and just dancing and getting your feet dirty. I don't know why. I feel like you need some more dirt on your feet. Like, really get grounded. Or like, sometimes people like to garden and put their bare toes and just wiggle into the dirt, the soil. Oh, that just feels so nurturing for this pile. Like, just let that wild side out. Who are you like trying to stay all contained and proper for? Everyone loves a wild woman or a wild man, a free spirit. They're beautiful. So some of you might need to hear that right now. Oof, I just love it. This feels so powerful. Like, just a woman or a man who's free to just be is a beautiful thing, and such a powerful thing, and such an inspiring thing, right? So inspiring. Okay, rise above it. It's not yours to carry. You are an empath. How can you detach from drama? I love this. I'm actually getting for this pile. I mean, you take it how it resonates, but I actually feel like if you have a lot of people, I'm not going to say a lot of people actually, I feel like this would be specifically like a romantic partner or a parent, someone who's kind of like in your environment a lot, who is like, they got some like fears and cloudy feelings about things, and like needing to be more in control, to feel less scared of the unknown, and just freaking out a little bit, and they're going through their human emotions. And it's like, you know what? Maybe this confusion and this stuff isn't even yours. And literally see you like stepping out of their like cloud of freaking out, their freaking out cloud that they're producing, and just being like, oh, I feel so much better now. That really wasn't mine. I feel great. I'm just gonna go within and be me and clear my energy. Yeah, and that might even be important. I feel like for some of you, you've noticed this, and there is like power in voicing to this person, hey, I see you're going through something right now, and you're just needing to work it out a little bit by yourself, and I'll be back and ready to talk to you once you've had that time. I love you, but I just can't talk with you right now. Something like that, where it feels like you need to communicate to them that, you understand it's hard for them, but there's just some things that they need to regulate within themselves, because I think you're kind of taking it on a little too much. And I really feel like it's saying, like, you setting that boundary is really important for your own well-being. Because why have two people freaking out when there could be no one freaking out, but you can't control other people, right? So all you can do is respect your own time and boundaries. We have over here Leader of the Light. I like this card. It's come out a lot lately. Like, honestly, a lot of people, and there's other decks where there's like being a leader, and that's been coming out a lot. So there really is just a call right now for people to step into themselves and be brave and bold and courageously themselves, and know that the world, whether it's ready or not, is going to receive you. And inspiration is coming through again. Like, I really feel like this pile is here to help inspire others to show more who they are and come out more and be more present in their heart. So much heart energy coming through. I know I've said that a few times, but when I see leader of the light, I think like leader of the heart, showing people that heart energy is a safe place to be, and it's a beautiful place to be as well, to experience that and be in it. Yeah. Okay. I guess it does also have the prompting question, where are you being called to serve and support others? That might be another great question, just kind of to go into with that heart energy, with where you're feeling drawn to go and what you're feeling drawn to bring into your life. How do you want to serve people? Like, how do you want to? Maybe it's a feeling. Maybe there's an actual way you want to serve people. You just trust that. And I just like the oneness is a way. How can you show more compassion, acceptance towards those who don't understand? And forgiveness will set you free. I feel like this is like a bit of self-work coming through here, where it's like maybe seeing why you have felt scared to show who you are. I don't know if some of you had a history of being bullied, or not even maybe bullied, maybe you just didn't quite fit in. You always felt a little bit outcasted, or just strong Aquarius vibes here, where you're just like, I was never meant to follow the crowd and I couldn't conform. I just couldn't. It killed me. It broke my soul to do that. So it's saying there might just be some further healing there. And I do want to be clear, like whenever these kind of cards come in, I do feel like there has been a lot of work around it, but it's like there's always a way for us to show up even more authentically and vulnerably as ourselves, while still remembering the boundary thing. Like, people don't just get to know your deepest darkest secrets, or like the hardest moments in your life. That is still earned and only certain people earn that from you. But where are you, like, maybe not running around with your bare feet on the ground because you're scared of it being too weird? Like, it's just saying, like, is there something else within you that you can release and surrender right now to be more of this beautiful leader of love and just acceptance of self? Lots of reflective questions for this pile. You might need to journal after this, or just even maybe voice memo talking to your phone to yourself, because often when we get in these states, we feel like we really get clarity and we really know what's going on, but then we kind of forget a little bit later once we get back into the real world. So if this is really resonating for you and you're having some things click in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, talk to yourself in your phone so you can re-listen to it later, because I just feel like for this pile, like there is this tendency to get back into the mind, and you almost might need you now to have a conversation with future you about how to stay in the heart. So just a thought for some of you, if that's something you've struggled with. Okay, I actually think we're kind of getting the end of all the messages I have here, because I know this has only been 20 minutes, but this is a lot of information. And I feel like there's a lot of questions that involve you just reflecting more, and kind of taking some thoughts about yourself and what you want to do. So I don't want to overwhelm you with too much information. So we're just going to end it here with just anything else pile ones need to hear right now. Love and guidance, all in their highest good. Okay. I love it. Okay. Of course I love it. It says, get to know each other. Like attracts like. And take a chance on love. So I really see this as confirmations on taking a chance on putting yourself out there and seeing the world from a loving place and coming at it from less and less guardedness. Yes, when our hearts are more open, there is chances for it to get hurt, but you're such a developed, self-aware, nurturing human these days that you know how to regulate yourself. If someone says something, it's not personal to you. It is something they are working through themselves. So it's almost like, now that you know not to take things personally, and that everyone is kind of just involved in their own reality and world, I think you're ready. I think you're so ready to be a leader of love, I want to say. And also, like attracts like. So I feel like if you're worried about, like in the past when you're a kid, maybe attracting people who would just bully you or not be kind to you, it's saying when your heart's open and you're coming from compassion and love, then those people are going to see you radiating, and you're going to bring out that quality more in others. So even people where you might have my friends say, oh, I've never liked that person, they're not very nice, and you're like, I've only experienced the most loving side of them. That makes sense, because that's the energy that you both have in common and you bring out in that person. So it's just beautiful. This feels very fiery and I love it. Like fiery in like the feminine way, not in the like Aries way. And then get to know each other. This card's been coming up a lot for talking about balancing your yin and yang energy, your masculine and feminine energy within yourself. And I like this as learn to meet another's need for love. Like learn what each side of you needs to stay regulated. Like, what does the masculine side in you need? So that action taker, all that. It's like it needs that feminine side in you to hold space for that side, to know that it doesn't always need to keep going, pushing itself so hard. But same thing with the feminine side. Sometimes needs the masculine to come in and just go and get some things done, so it's not just stuck feeling all their emotions and maybe feeling a little low energy, a little hard on themselves. Like there's a balance there. And whenever your balance is, I think you're going to learn it, how they both are needed, and one isn't better than the other, and one isn't gross or ugly or anything. They both are just beautiful sides of you, and the best way to live in the most balanced way within ourselves is when we let those energies be balanced within us, and we don't yell at one for being there or whatever, dismiss having a more masculine energy versus a feminine energy. Like we just honor them both. Would be important for someone to hear. Okay, kind of want one more card for some reason. Just give me one more, Spirit. Just one more. Okay. We have you are safe. I love that. Archangel Michael, I'm protecting you against lower energies and guarding you and your loved ones and home. Aw, I love that. And back of it says, take back your power. Use your God-given power and intentions to manifest blessings into your life. I think that's like a beautiful way to end it. They have the same colors. It's all about changing how you're seeing yourself and what you think is available to you. Ah, beautiful. Okay, all I have for you, pile ones, if you like this reading, I so appreciate it if you just leave a like or a comment. It just helps this specific video get more views, which really helps me out. And it's an awesome energy exchange if you're down for that. If not, you know what? You have your reasons, and I hope you have a good day. I'll catch you around. Hello, pile twos. So you chose this earth, air, water, fire pyramid. And we're just going to see what messages we have for you today. Okay, it's interesting. So many of these cards keep coming up in reverse for these piles. Or I guess it's just two of you now. But I did kind of feel like this is like, where are you feeling a bit stuck kind of a reading. So it makes sense that this is where you're feeling a bit stuck. So let's see. We have, it's all in divine order and allow. Prioritize self-love and care. Gratitude is a life force for peace. Your purpose is personal expansion. Oneness is the way. And what is has no bearing on what will be. Sorry, I have a hard time reading upside down, apparently. Wow. First thing I'm just gonna say is it seems like you've hit a pretty low point if you've chosen this pile. Like I just wonder if you're just like feeling completely out of balance. And that might even be why you chose like a pyramid that has all four elements. Like this to me is just such a grounding and balancing stone. Like this might just be what you're really, really feeling like you're needing right now and you've been lacking. If that doesn't resonate, this just might not be the pile for you. I just might need to choose a different one. Because what I'm seeing here is almost like someone who I'm not sure what exactly happened, but it's like maybe just complete emotionally drained, just feeling overall like there hasn't been a lot of time for you to prioritize any time to get centered within yourself. No time just for self-care. Like that is like a huge thing. So if you're someone who is needing like a time to yourself to reflect and digest situations or emotions that you're working through. I just feel like that hasn't been happening. And there's also like this just like feeling really isolated energy of like, and I should say like if it's, I feel like if you've chosen this path, you've probably felt heavier in your life, which is like a weird thing to say because it does feel like things are really chaotic. But it just feels like, you know what, like it says like oneness is the way. Like I feel like you've forgotten that anyone sees you or anyone might be able to understand what you're going through or can like help you. Like it feels like I'm just in this on my own and I'm having to figure this out right now. And this is hard. And I almost feel like you've also maybe even disassociated from some emotions. Because even when I tune into your energy, I feel like some of you are like, I don't feel bad. I don't really know how I feel right now. And I feel like it's like you just haven't even sat down time to be like, I don't feel like myself and I don't feel good. And I feel like I have to do everything by myself and it's exhausting. Which is interesting, which is just very interesting. I think I'm going to turn these around so I don't keep struggling to read them. You know? Yeah, so big message here around needing to speak up about some things. Yeah. Oof, I feel like that makes this pile a little uncomfortable. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I'm feeling nervous to give this message, which I think is just because I feel like you don't want to hear it. Or you've heard it a lot. That's usually when I start to feel uncomfortable with sharing something. Yeah, and some of you might just be really nervous in general about what I have to say, which is, let's just breathe. You know what? That's what we should do. Take a deep breath in, down through the nose if possible, all the way until your diaphragm, and out through the mouth. I'm just like, let's just calm down the nervous system. If you're all feeling nervous or antsy, take another 2 breaths. If someone's around, just ignore them. Take another deep breath in, out through your mouth. Okay, I feel like we're still worried, so we're gonna do one more. Really let anything out that needs to come out. And this might even be something that you might need to do a little bit more, because when I see this, like I feel like for you might need to, because sorry, let me restart. I feel like there's an energy or a tendency or a pattern that you have here that when things get really chaotic or overwhelming, that you just kind of shove it down. Like you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I really don't have any more time in my day to take on another thing. Shove that down. Take on the next thing because you don't feel like you have a choice. Some of you feel like are strong parent vibes. Mental loads feel strong and heavy here, and having to run and watch over so many things is really, really coming up. Yes. Sorry. So I do feel like sometimes just taking a time, like if you're driving and you're dropping off your kids, doing those 3 deep breaths, putting your car in park, just for 3 seconds, I know they don't like that in the drop-off lanes, but you put the car in park, the kids get out, you close your eyes, you can have your sunglasses on. If you're scared, people are going to think you're weird. You take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and really make sure you're making that sound of like, like I think you need to like physically release some nervousness, some stress out of your body. It is just tired of having a lot of shit in there, for lack of better words. Do it 3 times, and then open your eyes. Maybe take a 4th breath, just to really feel better. And you go, all right, I'm ready to take the next task I have for today. And you put it back in drive, and you get going. But I feel like the breath is so important, like getting some of that out. And I know it's going to sound weird, but I feel like if you did that every day in between all your drop-offs, I really feel like physically you're going to feel better, because right now it's just like swallowing it down, and that emotional bucket of nervousness and panic and stress is getting really, really full. If I were to, like, I see the image of like a paint bucket that's just spilling over and then being like, let's just keep trying to put a little more in there. It's going to be okay. But it's just we're just literally pouring the paint on the floor at this point, you know? So it's not the ultimate solution, but it feels like a really good start for this pile. And it seems like something that's practical and that you can do. And it's attaching it to a thing in your life that you're already doing. And I feel like a lot of you are dropping off kids. I don't know why. That feels like a big stress. I wonder if it's because you've got to like pick them up at different times, or you're dropping them off at sports or houses or school, multi places. It just feels like you spend a lot of time driving kids around, which is a weird stress for time somewhere. There's something going on there with that. So this is like saying, sorry, I always kind of laugh when I get nervous for some reason, or I'm like, oh shit, that's bad. Not that anything bad's coming your way, but just meaning like the emotions that you're dealing with, they're bad. they're like a lot. It says that gratitude is a life force of peace, and this is just telling me that you're really not feeling. Like I said, there's definitely this like emotion of just like you don't have space to feel things, so and stay in a functional way, so you're just not. You're just not. So I kind of pull cards. I'm like, what's the guidance there for how to deal with this? Because patience. Okay. Oh, heart chakra card. Clairsentience. Notice you literally have two cards are like just start feeling things. Oh, that's probably not the answer you're wanting. Start feeling things. So thanks, Spirit. Yeah. I do feel like it's just trying to break this pattern or this disassociation pattern of being like, no, I'm fine. Like you might find yourself saying that, no, I'm fine, thanks. And I wonder if part of this is gonna be why you actually don't know how to delegate for help sometimes. Like maybe you have a partner who's like, I need to feel more needed. I feel like you do everything for me, and I don't even feel like, I feel like you're not letting me be the, what is that? It's not, there's like codependent relationships, people who are too independent, and then there's interdependent. That's it. I feel like there's a need for more interdependence in this relationship, and a need to release some of the control or the pressure you put on yourself that you have to do it all. Because I feel like this other partner of yours is actually feeling like how, like just tuning into it, I feel like they feel like they're not needed and they're not valued because they don't have a job. And then I kind of get sometimes with people this vibe of like, well, they're not going to do it right. They're not going to do it as well as I can. But it's like, but it's because they've never had a chance to learn. You've had many times and years to learn these like best routines and things, but these people, these romantic partners, they're needing their opportunity to learn and do that. But I just feel like there's definitely a need for interdependence in this relationship, so that you have space to feel things. What I keep getting is that you get so like in survival mode of just getting through the day, getting through it, though, that they're saying like you don't you sometimes actually don't know how to ask for help because you're not even like, you're just not in your feels, you're not in your body, you're like, whew, just surviving. So I do feel like the patient cards come up as a double meaning. It's like setting aside time to see where someone can actually help you out and like make a list. This is what I could use help with, and releasing control about how that looks to this person, this partner, or these other people in your life. And just the patience comes in to say like, know that they're not going to do it as good as you. No, they're not. But they're going to learn, and they're going to learn from their mistakes, and they're going to do it in their own way. And the thing that matters is that you get some of your own time back and you get to be a human again. You get to be you again. That's the most important. You get to feel things. You get to be present and embodied, because clairsentience is about just feeling. And I feel like that's such a big thing that you haven't been able to be embodied and be you. That's not good. We don't want that for you. Pile twos. Okay. Your purpose is personal expansion. So I really get that it's saying like, if you're like, well, my whole purpose in life or my identity is being this parent who does everything, who provides for this and does like this whole list, it's like you're human. You're not just this one thing. You're so many beautiful things. You're literally a little bit of earth, fire, water, and air. You're not just a parent. You're a sensual being. You are someone with emotions. You are maybe an artist or I don't know, something else that you love doing. You are multiple things, and no one is meant to be one thing. And your journey and your lesson right now is remembering that you are here to experience a life and a journey for for you, and you probably get a lot of these readings. So I'm sorry. This might be why I was nervous to tell you this, because I think a lot of people here are like, I feel that strong, like, well, they won't do it as good as me, or there's have a lot more problems doing it, so I must just do it. And it's like releasing control of that so that you can have more of a life. And they will get better. Because like, once again, I come back to that whole like they just need time to get better at things. And I actually even think where this is where like what was in the past isn't now. So it's saying things are changing. People around you are growing, and if you're in a like romantic relationship with someone who is also a parent with you, a co-parent, it's saying maybe you need to give them a chance to grow too and see how they have changed. Because with how busy you are, I don't know how anyone would have time to to observe or just casually think about things. Like I don't think you have time in your life right now to do that and be like, how has my like partner changed? How have they really grown? Who are they these days? Who am I these days? Like it's just saying like you're just so overwhelmed with so much. It's not sustainable. It's not because you're not doing a good job. You're crushing it the best way that you can. It's just not literally possible for any human to take on this much and still be grounded and centered and be self-care and all this stuff. So you haven't failed. I want to be very clear, pile 2. You have not failed at anything. You just grew up in an era or in a family who made you think that you had to be everything to everyone and do all the things to be strong and feminine, but to be even stronger in the masculine. And I think you're realizing that it's not actually as great as it's all choked up to be, whatever that expression is. And then I feel like your partner is like actually really struggling with feeling valued or like has a purpose in this relationship because you're doing everything and you're not liking it. If you loved it, then maybe that would at least be great. But I think you're just like, I don't have time to even feel my feels. How am I even feeling? It's a great question. So I just feel like you are ready to allow some help in. Yeah, I think you're so ready for that. It's going to be uncomfortable and it's going to be weird and there will probably be some anger because you've done so much for so long and you've put yourself at the bottom of the list for so long that it's fair and it only makes sense that you would be a little bit angry or a little bit upset or feel like a little unappreciated. And that's so healthy and normal. And it's so fair. But if we stay stuck on that and we don't release control, then we will not ever see change and we'll keep living in this cycle that feels yucky. So I really like this card as kind of a way to leave this of how can you relax into the flow and go with the current of life? How can you release some more control so that you can get back to you? And how can you help this romantic partner of yours learn and grow themselves on how they can be more present and needed in this life, in this role, in this family system of yours, so that you can also come back to you? Because I think you're really tired of not being able to be you right now and having to do so much. It is so exhausting. And breathing, just taking out those breaths and just exhaling some of that. Yeah. Yeah. Something to think about. And I feel like you've heard this a lot, and I can just only hope that maybe something in hearing it today or maybe in the future will help you to see that you deserve, you really deserve to be you, like to just enjoy you, enjoy your life, enjoy these other archetypes of yourself, these other identities of you, to be a human again, to be a person again, and not just someone who's on overdrive, who doesn't have time to just be from time to time. Okay, I'm just gonna ask anything to leave this pile with, these beautiful pile twos. Anything to leave them with. We have be in the present and dream of the future. Yeah, so I love this. It's like, I really get strongly that I know you've probably reached out in the past, because literally 40 and 40, the same cards are saying. If you're sitting here listening to this and you're like, I've tried in the past and it didn't work, people are always changing and growing. There's a message you keep getting. People are always changing and growing. And when we approach people with honesty and in a way of saying, hey, like, I need to be doing less, and I struggle with releasing control because I know how to do it, and I feel like I'm letting people struggle around me if I make them do it, but I'm needing to learn to let it go. So how can we work together so that we can all feel needed and loved and cherished in this relationship, which is a really hard thing to say to other people, but look at that. If people in your life, they love you. They love you. And everyone wants everyone to be more feeling good and feeling loved and valued, and more like just being able to feel, you know? Yeah. Okay. I hope that makes sense, File 2. I really hope so. And I know you got this. If not today, there will be a day in the future where this will hit and you will finally feel ready to come to more space within yourself and have these hard conversations with this partner again, because I know you've had them, but something has changed, whether it's within you, whether it's within them, whether it's both of you. Something has changed, and I feel like there's space now for this message to be heard by them. And yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop rambling. I hope you have a great day, and I hope that things get easier for you and you have time just to feel and to breathe out some of that overfilling paint bucket, okay? Good luck. You've got this. You've got this. Hello, Pile 3s. You all chose this rock here. I can never quite say it right, so I'm just going to avoid saying it. Yes, okay. You're my last pile to do, and I'm doing it once again a little last minute. So that's why the sceneries keep changing. But I guess you won't know that because the intro will be filmed right after this. So if you watch another pile and the scenery looks different, that's why. Okay, anyways, I'm just gonna pull some cards here and see what you need to know right now. What's coming up for you in love and light and for your highest good, pile 3. We have the how is in the now. You know what, I'll just pull them all and then read them after. Okay, cool. So the thing that's been going on in all these piles is the reverse is kind of like where you're feeling stuck and wanting to move towards, and the ones that are upright are kind of the things that you're in right now, or advice that you're able to do right now. So we have the how is in the now. What has your intuition been trying to tell you? And over here on the upright, we have you are the image maker. What you focus on manifests. What thoughts, patterns do you need to shift? Ooh, okay, I love that. Let me just check in with everything else. We have leader of the light. Where are you being called to serve? Soul alignment. It's time for radical change. Great awakening. Walk in your truth. And the collective's impacting you. Unseen forces. I'm curious why this one came upside down. How can you relinquish control? Okay, I think that's what's standing out. Okay, so all the 4 cards here all talk about in some way wanting to find a little bit of a life purpose. I would say, oh, sorry, you can't see all the cards here. I would say all these cards talk a little more life purpose-y and wondering the direction to go in and what you're being called to, and just general why am I here vibes. And how do I get there? So you might even know what it is that you're wanting to bring into your life or wanting to offer the world. You just actually don't know how to do it. Especially when there's like a card upside down that's saying like you need to let go of control, let go of the how it's going to happen, let go of what exactly it will look like. Yeah, you know what? You might have watched another pile because I feel like I'm kind of wanting to give some of the same advice here. It could just be a theme right now around just knowing it's so important if you're trying to manifest something in, to focus more on the emotion, like the emotional state you want to be in, the emotional state you want to experience in your day to day, in your career, in those acts of service that you're doing, versus the what it will look like. So you might be a really good visualizer, and this might be a challenge for you to get more into the body, more into um, just the feeling aspects. So relinquishing control, I really feel like is probably a lesson that you've been learning lately. Definitely feel like there's a lot of messages around learning to attract and not chase coming your way right now. Being more in the feminine energy probably as well, and letting things come to you. It's all very similar messaging. So if you've been hearing words like that, I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like this is an ongoing theme. You might have been in the space for a while, a few months now, maybe even for some of you, a year or two. I wouldn't be surprised if you're feeling that way. But you have a lot of threes and a lot of sixes. So that's really cool. I don't actually get sixes very much myself. And I was going to see if I have my phone near me. I was gonna Google what this. Oh, the speaker is being creepy right now. It's talking to me. But she's not connected to Wi-Fi because she creeps me out too much. Here's my phone. Here we go. Okay, moment here for me to pause and Google spiritual meaning of six. Harmony, balance, nurturing, and service to others. That's really interesting. As we're saying, or as I guess I was just saying, I feel like you're really struggling to figure out what you are here to serve, what you're here to do, what you're here to, like, your life purpose. So, like, that sixes are talking about your purpose here. So that's awesome. You've been seeing a lot of sixes. I think it's saying like you are discovering your purpose. Yeah, what has your intuition been trying to tell you? Oh, my cats are running. Oh, just beside the camera. Oh, Steve, you got your brother's fur in your mouth. Probably would have preferred that to stay on his body. Okay. Anyways, what has your intuition been trying to tell you? The how is in the now. Ooh, so I feel like for this pile, you might be wanting to consider doing some meditation where you sort of explore what's going on in your body, I think emotionally. So you could be asking your body, and I mean the body as a whole, like, oh, what does it want you to know right now? Or if you're thinking about, if there's a certain question, like, why have I been feeling so distant, or why is this pain here in my body? Why is this discomfort in my body? And just sort of following those sensations around in your body. Oh, my cat Steve is just going to start making a lot of noise. Yeah. Yeah, Steve. What's up, man? What's going on? What's going on? It's just a little bored. I kind of am getting the impression, though, that when you start to do stuff like this exploration, you might get distracted. Maybe you don't stick with it. So, like, maybe you do moments where you're like, what is this nausea trying to tell me? Or what is this kink in my neck trying to tell me? Why is it holding on to this? What is going on there? What's coming up for me? I wonder if you like start to do that and then kind of get bored with it, or it gets uncomfortable, and then you find yourself walking away. Steve? Anyways, I kind of feel like with my cat right now, like he's just making noise. I feel like it's just like there's almost like this subconscious thing that happens, I think, for you all where you like find yourself not being able to stick with it and hear it out. And it's like I feel like you almost get annoyed or something, and then that pulls you away from it. I mean, I don't know. That could be specific for someone, but um, I do feel like there is this benefit if you feel comfortable with it, with exploring what's going on in your body and tracking it and following it around to really just see what's going on there and see if it changes, and just like sit with it. And if it's annoyance or frustration or irritation, maybe sitting with that to see what it eventually turns into. Like, is it staying irritation? Is it staying as the sensation of annoyance? Or is it changing shape if you just let it be? What, this is making me think of things like, what color is it? Is it an emotion? Is it a part of you? Is it a personality of you? Just getting really, really curious. Steve. You're just going to be Steve. Okay. Great awakening. Walk in your truth. Stand firm in all your light. You know what? I feel like if you have been feeling called to parts work, this really could be the confirmation you've been looking for, because I feel like there's a lot of messages about embracing all of you. And maybe there's parts of yourself that you haven't realized are actually parts of you. And some of them you might have mistaken for just like an emotion that comes up, but actually maybe the emotion is attached to part of you that there just wasn't space for to come up in the past. So maybe it wasn't like safe for you to express that part of you. So then you kind of like pushed it away. But there's definitely something that's ready to, I want to say, be set free, be seen. And it could be tied to your femininity. Because I don't know, I just have such a strong, there's such a strong messaging around the feminine energy within. Receiving energy for sure. Hello, Millie. The lady cat is here. Okay. Yeah, just such strong messaging around embracing the feminine, embracing receiving, not chasing, allowing, attracting. It just keeps coming up again and again and again. Releasing control and just allowing things to come to you. And there's such like a pull towards like understanding what you believe you are deserving of is what the world will give to you. So if you believe you're deserving of absolute beauty, love, and abundance, kindness, compassion, and whatever else, I feel like that's what's going to find you. Okay, there is just like a lot of distractions going on right now. So I am wanting to pull some more cards for y'all. Which cards? Maybe a couple here. Just asking if there's anything else that needs to come up that I haven't really talked about for this pile. Consider your foundations. Simple actions of kindness and spend quality time together. Listen, talk to each other. Okay, so definitely feel like we are just getting further confirmation about hearing what the other parts of you has to say. And I am drawn to the romantic aspect of this card. Like, I actually wonder if there is, like, if you've been feeling blocked in your romantic life or not quite ready to explore a romantic partnership. Maybe you're single right now or taking a break or something like that. Or maybe you're in a relationship, but you've been feeling like you've been wanting it to go deeper and having a stronger connection with them. I am really getting like this vibe that if you let yourself accept more parts of you, then I feel like this will help in those romantic relationships of being able to be closer. Because it's almost like if you accept all of yourself, then you're not feeling ashamed or uncomfortable showing those aspects of yourself. Does that make sense? It's not because I don't know. It's not because your partner doesn't love those aspects of you. I feel like it's like because you haven't felt comfortable to show those aspects of you, if that makes sense. So it's almost like allowing more of you to come through, more vulnerability specifically is kind of what I'm getting. So if that's been a block in some of your romantic relationships, I do feel like things are shifting here. You're like, as you accept yourself and allow all of you to be expressed more and be more vulnerable, then you will have deeper depths in your relationships with yourself and with others. Consider your foundations really does just talk about look at how it says look how committed you are to love, but what I get with this card often is just like that talking about really look at how far back does this pattern go of like what does the need to control things to feel secure, independent, like what comes up for you, where is that coming from, where is that in your body, where do you hold that in your body, and where can you relinquish control? And if that feels uncomfortable, maybe even asking why does it feel uncomfortable? Okay, sorry about that. Now my battery died. Just like I said, a lot of distractions coming up. A lot of distractions. I almost wonder too if like you're just good at distracting yourself from things that are bothering you or from things that you kind of like have going on within. It feels like a coping mechanism or like a really clever defense mechanism or pattern might be a better word. And I really feel like this comes from childhood, family systems for sure. And it could have been because your family members, like your parents, did this and then kind of just wore off on you to do that in that way, or just like avoided really hard some things. So then you just like learn to just avoid as well. I don't know. You're gonna have to take that as it resonates, but I do feel like this pile would really resonate with I don't know, maybe we're almost repeating things 3 times out loud to yourself so that it really like something sinks in. So, I don't know if you've ever been to like therapy, for example, um, they might like say something 3 times to you to see what emotion comes up for you. And it's not for you to dismiss that emotion, it's so that you can see if that statement is something you're needing to hear more from yourself or if it feels something that feels untrue. Just like really just seeing what's going on in the body and getting curious about it. So, um, really drawn to the foxes. So there is definitely something around romantic connections here for this pile. I think you're really trying to work out how to build on them or how to have a romantic connection that is different or more supportive. There's just for sure something going on there. I mean, you're you. But I just can't stop looking at the foxes, which is talks about being clever and about allowing in support and love. And like I said, I do feel like there is just like this really clever part of you that does just kind of um, know how to avoid or dodge certain emotions within yourself. So, yeah, I'm trying to see if I can get that statement. Like, I feel like I keep hearing something like, I'm safe. Um, I'm accepted for all parts of me. I'm allowed to feel frustrated, or you're allowed to feel frustrated. I'm not really sure which way that you would want to hear that, but it's something like that. Like, it's okay that I feel frustrated right now. It's okay that you feel frustrated right now. It's okay that you feel frustrated right now. Like something like that. I don't know. You're just gonna have to take that as it resonates. But I just feel like there's something going on there. Maybe it might be like I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm safe. But I do feel like saying it 3 times is really well received. I mean, you also did get a lot of threes. Okay. Anything else for this pile here? We have you are limitless, miracles and blessings, and demonstrate love. This feels like love to yourself. But also getting to know what makes you feel loved, what makes you feel safe and able to receive love is really what I'm getting from this one. Miracles and blessings. I actually always see this card as like a letting go card, like manifestation, like know what you want to experience and then let the how be determined by the universe. You just need to have the vision about what you want to feel or how you want to feel or how you want to experience um, things in your future. So what does that mean? Like, how do you want to feel in those love relationships? How do you want to feel in those careers? Or yeah, okay, yeah. And you're limitless. I like just saying like you can do anything. Look how far you've come. You can literally do anything. You've got this. And we got a 4 here, which is all about stability and strong forces supporting you. So I just love this. Let yourself be vibrant. Let yourself be the multifaceted version of yourself that you are. And then once again, we got swans with connections here, letting yourself be more gentle and receptive and open to receiving in those romantic connections. Yeah, and we just also have take a chance on love. Take a chance on love. When we love, our lives are changed forever. Yeah, I really feel like you are wanting more depths in your love life, or just maybe even love from your friends. It just definitely feels like a theme for this pile. Okay, anything else for you that I haven't said? Clairvoyance, moon cycles, and nurture. Yeah, so clairvoyance, I'm helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Yeah, so I feel like this is just talking about like upgrading your third eye chakra, upgrading how you see what is for you in this world, how you are perceiving things towards you. This just feels like upgrades and changing of perspectives. I like this. I always like this when we're trying to shift things or change paradigms or patterns. I love seeing like some sort of sight changing card. Moon cycles, this is just confirmations on manifestation. Manifest. This is your time. It is the right time for you to manifest, but it is talking about changing what you see as possible for yourself, and then manifesting those new possibilities. Yeah. Love it. And you might even want to work with the actual moon or pyramids. Maybe you like pyramids, like this pyramid or something. Oops, sorry, that was loud. Something that amplifies energy and nurture, self-care, self-love, really understanding maybe what you need more of from yourself and from others to feel loved. So if you're currently single right now, or I guess even if you are in a relationship, maybe you can ask about, like, get real honest with yourself about what you have been needing from them. And it might be things that you're like nervous to ask for because it's very vulnerable. And I'm feeling like once you can kind of sit down with yourself and ask why you feel so like afraid to voice those needs, then you might get some clarity on if it's something that actually is like valid and real right now, or if it's something that was learned from the past. And I also feel like if you are in a relationship with someone, then it might be worthy of getting that clarity within yourself and even writing them a letter. For some of you, just a letter really saying like that it's been really hard for you to ask for this, and that like basically you're hoping to someday get to the point where you can voice it, but like you're just voicing it in the way that you can now, and that is a huge step. Yeah, that is a huge step, and it's going to be a learning journey, and you're learning at the same time as your partner. And I just like kind of help them get on the same page. I just really feel like you're just so ready for for more love, and for your needs to be met in love. Oof, this is a growth time for sure. It's a little scary. I can tell that it's a little scary, but the reward is so worth it. And change just seems nice, you know? Like I know change is uncomfortable, but what is that expression? You're already suffering. Like it might hurt right now. Change is uncomfortable. The unknown can be painful, growth can be painful, but you're already suffering. So why give up now? Why not just go a little bit further? I can't quite remember the exact quote, but I'm just thinking of that right now. Okay, this is all I have for you, pile threes. I'm wishing you the best of luck, and I hope this brought some validation or confirmations for you about some actions you've been thinking about taking. And if not, I'm sorry. Good luck. And maybe I'll catch you around.